Anyway, we're back. There's two radars there. Oh. Oh. Hmm. Oh dear. Well, I guess I know what the first project is. We're in Europe? Today, yes. We're hemispherically compensating today. You're gonna have to move them very quickly. Oh, that's gonna remove a lot of bots from that network. And we're gonna need all of that. I hope that was just a radar. There's the Stinson. The one downside is they're sort of going to do everything semi-random. Not really going to help. Oh, I suppose they did one roll well, they did the back roll turbines. They didn't do the front one though. Oh, there they go. Might get lucky. Anyway, lots of things to do. I left the base after last time. Well, basically landfilling here. So it can do all that for me. This place has been extending. Oh, also after yesterday, so you know how rigged, very rigged. You know how, if you can recall, I set this train to full cargo or circuit condition. Turns out this train became full, which is mildly annoying. On the plus side, the range on it is so short that it didn't really do anything, as it turns out. It's something I should really do something about. But that was mildly annoying. Now, so today we got tracks to do. I think I kind of want to do up here first. Get that out of the way, because it's a smallish one build. It's only 2 in, 2 outs, plus the other stuff. There's not really much going on, so we'll get that done. It's a cutie little Kraken, isn't it? Actually, nearly torn through all of that too. Alright, I got one reactor down. That's gonna be doing that for a while. Yeah, more stuff and things. More stuff and things. I wouldn't mind, if I get time, I wouldn't mind starting on a military expansion as well. Maybe I might even do it down here, because there's going to be a lot of space down here. Potential for even connecting track up there, around there as well. And also the other thing that I forgot, so we got our copper, got our iron, got the steel below it. Turns out I'm missing something. Something very important. Something that this is dependent on. Fortunately, that's easy to deal with. I'm currently thinking that like this general area could be for stone brick. Subtle as a brick. Every time. Every damn time. It's almost done already. I'm actually impressed. It's doing things in a reasonable time frame. Anyway. So, over here... let's grab a blueprint of one of these. Just to help as a guide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'd be like, if I want to lay it flat, it'd be like that. Just fire it there, maybe? I mean, this kind of overbuilt for what it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8. There we go. Suppose I probably could have found the center in a better way. There's also begs the question of how I'm going to feed all 4 of these from one wagon. Suppose I could do multiple unloads per. Like 4 circuit train unloads. Because I don't think I can pull 4 belts from one wagon. What is that? That's 2700 by 4, which is 10,800 per minute. Or 180 a second. Which means... I mean, you're going to have trouble pulling 4 belts out of a wagon anyway. How much does a wagon hold? Of circuits? Yeah, about 8,000. Yeah, 8,000. Because it's 200, stacks in 200. Oh, it's actually not too terrible. Wonder if it's possible. This is a dumb idea. This is definitely a dumb idea. I mean, it'd be hilarious to try, but it's still a dumb idea. Somewhere about there. Yeah, and push that to there. That'd be reds. Maybe I will do 4 unloads per one each. Because each one of these contributes. I don't want it going too quickly, that's all. And I do need this many Chester-majigs. About... Hello. Just randomly thinking. Apparently I'm just tearing up this whole thing and starting over. Very well. Just do away with the downtime on this lot. There it is. There, you can get 2 belts that way. Seems reasonable. And then I stagger something behind it. And also not do that. Seems legit. This is all the things I've been trying to avoid doing. Definitely been avoiding these. Let's just an eyeball on that. Okay, most of the reactors are down. I haven't received a chest. Oh, I might not actually get a chest. You have logi? You have a lot of construction. That's power. Only 8 out of 11. At least it's not 8. What was that before? Like 8.3 out of 16 or something. It's actually pretty well built. But Kondo, hey! Commercial? Oh. Yeah, pre-roll. Yeah, the advertising is pretty heavy duty these days. Fortunately. Oh, you need combinators too. So, watching Megabase 1.0? Glad you've been enjoying it. It's been quite the adventure. Changes you need, a way to unstuck yourself. What part you stuck on? 5, 6, 7, 8. It's usually in modules that I'm gonna guess is, the problem. It's always modules every time. You have rockets launching? But not a lot of them? Yeah. It's sort of one of those things where, like, if rockets are launching, it means you at least got something. It's just where it's like more of everything, which is it's kind of a not answer. I mean, like at this scale that I'm doing, I'm using building this with the help of a calculator, which is this thing here. Boop. So you Factorio lab. So this gives me an idea of the numbers, but it's not like the everything that I need. So this is like my starting point, and then just sort of grew out from there. And that's actually the settings as well. This is called Factorio Lab. I don't use Kirk McDonald anymore. It's clunky. This one also gives you a lot more information than Kirk McDonald does. I was never actually a fan of Kirk McDonald. It's because the Kirk McDonald selling feature was that graph, and that was about it. This one, you just say what you want to do. Say, put in worker robot speed, but all of these are basically the same. There's 3 different types of infinite researchers. There used to be a lot more. There was, before that, there was Doomir, which was probably the equivalent to this is Doomir, which actually gave you some really nice stats as well. But that one hasn't been updated since like 16, I think. Yeah, Kirk McDonald is the popular one currently. Yeah, this is like the starting point. So this tells me how many of everything I need per minute. So like I need 5,700 transport belts a minute. And the best thing about this particular calculator is it says straight away that I need 3.9 assembly machines to make that. Although I can put speed modules in it, and now it's 2.8. There is some smart, some intelligent thinking required for that though. Like if I put that many speed modules in, I think I sure can. What was the command? I've forgotten. I did exclamation mark calc, that's it. It used to link to Kirk McDonald. I keep forgetting that that's a thing. Did them both at the same time. Yeah. Main thing is to put in electric furnace assembly machine 3. That way it doesn't try and calculate everything for assembly machine 2s. Yeah, the thing to watch out for is if you like speed up these to full speed, you can't actually get... Actually, belt you might be able to. Just barely. Get the gears and the plate in and the belt is out fast enough. Because it runs at half a second, so the thing's going to be probably completely surrounded in inserters to actually work. Not that it actually doesn't need it. The way I did it was I'm doing the same thing 8 times. Yeah, this sort of gives you an idea of the numbers, and then you realize like some of these numbers are pretty silly, like that number there, this base. That's actually a stupid number. Exceedingly big. Hello, Bella, how you doing? So we'll just look at blueprints and plonk down. That's not so bad. You get the hang of it as you build bigger. It's. I will admit that for me it was something that took a long time to understand, but I just kept. Don't be like I wasn't. I guess the big thing is don't be afraid to tear down and start over again. 49 blue belts of plastic. Yeah. 99 blue belts of green circuits. It's not even the most green circuits I've ever produced. I mean, how long have we been going at this for? It's been almost 3 weeks now being at this base, and we still haven't even built science. 19 blue belts of steel. Yeah, that's more than the old one too. The old one was only like 16. It's actually kind of crazy when you realize that how much the science recipes have changed to reduce the steel demand. Yeah. As I said, the calculator's the starting point. I mean, building these isn't something you learn straight away. Like, there's a bit of a subtlety to it, but you can do it by trial and error as well. For electric smelter column, there's no beacons. You can tear it down again, get some beacon smelting columns. Oh, yeah. The trick with megabasing is to prioritize modules. There is a Factorio cheat sheet. I think it's exclamation mark cheat sheet. Every Reddit main bus has 19 belts of steel. Not wrong. Yeah, exclamation mark cheat sheet, and that'll give you some pointers for calculating, and like it'll give you some good numbers to work with to avoid calculating too much or the heavy lifting. Yeah, like belt speeds, material processing. It's down here somewhere. I think it's near the bottom. Some of the inserter stuff is interesting, but it's more advanced stuff you don't have to worry about. Yeah, there's some beacon stuff. I wouldn't worry too much about the beacon stuff. Like, basically, you want a beacon arrangement like this. As it turns out, this is like... This particular arrangement here is called 8 beacons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beacons. Can cover 8 machines, I think, or something like that. But it's basically the most efficient beacon arrangement you can have. It's generally the most game performance efficient way too. Somewhere in the cheat sheet is a module priority. And basically, it's a list of where you should put... Yeah, there it is. This is second from the bottom. It's Madzari's ROI calculation. And it's a priority of where you should put your modules. Basically in more or less descending order. Red chip inserters. Prime for UPS? Red chip inserters? Oh yeah, they are. This is, yeah. This is like the 4th iteration of this build. Yeah, because this is outputting and inputting on the same belt. And it's using chests to try and save a little bit of inserted processing time. You don't have to worry about UPS optimization. That's the other thing too, is when you're doing megabasing, I wouldn't worry too much about UPS optimization, just have fun. Like, it's when it's UPS optimization is like the next stage after that. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. How about I mark that one so I can actually tell where it is? Question is, do I scale top down, scale science to work, to basic, intermediates, or down up? Scale base materials and then scale everything into the chain. Generally, with megabasing, it's kind of weird. Like, well, you need both anyway. Like, if you want more science, you need more intermediates. So you do need both, but you need to scale. Generally, need to scale the intermediates first to build because you need the base material. You need more base materials to make the things to make the science. Like down here, this steel smelter. Yeah, this is actually a steel smelter. Like to make all the furnaces and the beacons and all the belts, you need all the iron and copper to do it. Which means you need more smelting and more assembly machines. Actually, it's actually interesting because Hullaballas has got the opposite conclusion, but for a different set of criteria. Yeah, you can do it from the science backwards and chase the bottleneck, which is a way of going around, avoiding having to do the calculation, which is perfectly valid. It depends on what stage you're at. Like the stage I'm at, it's better to go bottom up, which is how I'm building this base. Just because that way the materials are actually supplied. A whole module outside your base that makes red chips, blue chips, or back to your bus. Or at least you've got something external. Once you have something external, like I have 3 doing greens and 1 doing red, and that's been supplying all the production so far. And that's just to build everything that I'm making. Yes, once you get something external, then you can sort of spin things up because you need those. You need the reds, the greens, and the blues. A lot of them to start spinning up. I like how I've tried to count this out like 5 times now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it was 8. And the middle, which I was about to identify, was there. I don't mind the interruption too. I genuinely can't tell where the middle is. And this is something I've been avoiding doing for a long time. Building this thing. Need to get the calculator mod. Oh yeah, Hell mod or Factory Planner are also really good. Yeah, it's make a base that can help build the base first. And definitely don't tear down the starter base to make a mega base. That's like the first mistake we all make. Hit. You know about the production window? Just P, or I think there's a button for it somewhere. Yeah, that one. I remember production from before that button was a thing. Because yeah, in general, we go by SPM by what the graph says on here. You go like 1 minute or 10 minutes, and of course this thing hasn't made science in like a forever. There. Yeah, 28 hours ago was the last time I ran the labs. Almost 40 hours ago. I've been doing a lot of building. I hate to admit it, but I didn't know about the production window for a long time. Wasn't until I saw someone open it, I was like, oh, that's a thing. One. Aha, it is in the middle. Excellent. Excelente. Hmm. Two. Hope this reaches. Oh, it's mean. That's not nice. Yeah, Factorio, when is it? In Indigo for $10? I haven't really played it until recently. Wow. You're a very early to the game. It's changed a lot since that. The Indiegogo. I nearly said Kickstarter. I remember seeing it back in like 2013, and then I was like, yeah, it's an interesting game. I'm gonna wait until it's a little more done. Hmm. What am I gonna do with this? Like, I kind of want to lay it like that. 200 hours. Only 200? I think I'm approaching 6,000 on Steam. The worst part is that's not even close to the most that some people have. Watch more videos how to play the game than actually played. I think it was the megabasing that kept me going on the game, otherwise I would have stopped. I can't go under it. That's got to change. Hmm. I think I need to rotate. Oh, we're going to be like that, are we? At least there's copy and paste tools now in this game. That's the one probably the biggest change with the game. It's just the ability to copy and paste. Hey, it's a Veldak. I really don't like that though. So the problem that I'm having is that I'm trying to do this whole one wagon to one wagon thing to avoid using balances. Hey, Kabul. And it's becoming a real pain to do everything. Unless, hmm. Hmm. Smelt on the side and card ore or smelt. So I build a. So I have one big smelter instead of doing it on the patch. But I've done both. Both are good. So we're trying to avoid using splitters to save on game performance. In theory, you balance. If I do it right, if I balance here at where the ore starts, and then this one wagon of ore gets turned into one wagon of plates down here, So one wagon goes into one wagon here, and then one of those copper wagons goes into here, into one wagon of circuits here. It never needs to be balanced. Yeah, splitters are expensive in UPS game performance, so try and avoid it. There's that Kill Bill host. Thank you very much for that. Why are you empty though? Oh, this thing's all out of whack anyway. Coffee. Huge splitter consumer. For most people, in fact, 99% of people, I don't even go as far as to say splitters are the least of your problems. Like, the splitter problem that I'm trying to deal with is... It's unique to this base. Yeah, main bus only gets you so far. I'm doing this wrong. Make them all same sames. I filter. Filter decon. Yeah. Decentralized current base to do transition. That's one way to do it is set up a what I guess you call a train town. It's sort of what I got going on here, but mine's bigger centralized setups. I need to go down there too. I need some manual intervention. Love trains want to use them more. Default rather than Railworld. Yeah, default does centralize things a little bit. It's not as bad as it used to be, like in version 12 and that. You can still build pretty spread out bases on default these days. I think I might need to expand that. This rate. Yeah, so like, even though you get more frequent-ish patches, actually still pretty infrequent for default. You can still spread out pretty far. Like, you get tons of resources. Once you go out far enough, it's pretty well infinite. Play with no biters because they stress you out too much. That's one way to... yeah, it's one way to save stress in life. Yeah, if I play with biters, I turn expansion off. Unless I'm doing like a death ward or something. They sort of become a nuisance after a while. Let's start bringing inserters. There we go. Alright, it's warming up. Play with biters and Russia artillery. Also good. Alright, what are you up to? You're heating up. Too bad I'm not going to get a lot out of it. Why aren't you making things? You need pipe. Oh, you. I had to turn the train off because it was starting to flood the network. It looks like it's consumed all the gears. There was like 100,000 gears. Right, let's go back. Gigantic nuclear brick? Yeah, it's only just beginning. What's that? That's 12 reactor blocks now. And I'm gonna need more. Like that's barely a start. What do I have on the other ones? Like 20 or so, 20 or 22. Good old manly war cry. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you... Big circuit box list of train do. That's a requester system I came up with. So this will automatically bring supplies as they're needed. So this circuit wire is telling the train what to bring from all the different stops. I don't know if this one's actually... No, it's off at the minute. So this thing has these combinators tell it what to bring. It'll also take away anything from this logistics network that it doesn't need as well. So if any wood gets in the network, it'll get rid of it. So it's turned the stop on now. So it's enabled. And it'll take the wood away. But it'll also, anything here, so these, it needs trains or inserters, it'll bring them. Any of these it'll bring. Yeah, it does things and stuff. Like, and there's one at every major outpost. This one's bringing all the nuclear components to build the nuclear. I think it's bringing like the furnaces over here. Actually, where is it? There it is. There's actually the train there. It's delivering belt and modules right now. Been working quite well. It's been the probably the most important part of the base. Ooh, making landfill. Hey, look at all. Good morning. Now, let's plant this thing again. One more time. Explains how to park trains so they don't run around when they're full without an unload station. So how do you mean? Like, normally what you'd do is you'd have... Where's an example? Yeah, like here. These trains are all queued up to go deliver iron and copper. I do have a circuit thing that turns off, well, closes these signals here. Yeah, it does sound like you need a stack. So I'm just trying to understand if it's a stacker specifically, or is it if you're turning off all the stops and then the train's just returning back to home. Because if you're turning off all the stops, they'll return back to like they'll skip a station, whatever's in their order list, or they'll just get stuck no pathing. The normal way to deal with that is just you'd have a stack. Well, this one's actually too small that you don't actually need the balancer so much. But normally you'd have what's called a train stacker, which is Do I have an example on this map? No, I don't. I actually don't have an example of a stacker. Stand by. Stations are closed. Okay, I think I know the exact thing to open. It's too old of a version. I thought I had one which was safe to open. Alright, let's do that one. I think this one as an example. So what you want is something like this. Yeah, which... Oh, thanks, game. Say hi to this train while the map's recharting itself. Only one train or more than one? You can do more than one. For the outpost trash train, you can do more than one. For the supply train, more than one would get confused, like, because it doesn't know, like, one train doesn't know that the other one is carrying the same materials. Hopefully we're going to circuits. How are we going? Red circuits. This is an old map. Yeah, the... Really? Really? Oh, the recipe's wrong. I might have to steal this idea too. Oh yeah, and the oil's being the liquid's being brought in by barrel too. You know you're on an old save when fluids are being moved around by barrel. Current problem you have, station is when it opens, they have 3 trains going in. The best example I wanted, so you come into here, oh this train is gonna plow through, red circuits isn't the best example. Wait, what you want is, like, a stacker, something where multiple trains can peel in, and then you have chains at the end, such that you have only chain signals, so that the trains have to wait until they get to their actual destination. So no regular signals in between until the final stop. Again, that's not the best example. Also, there's a copper duck. Red's already on it. It's just still extracting the brain. That's a bit of a weird one as well. Where's a good example? Maybe green circuits? The problem is the one that I wanted to open doesn't want to open. Like the one after that one. How's it coming along? Slowly. Maybe that one? No? No. Because there's actually, I do have a save, which it does have an example of it. I don't know. Thought I had one which, I mean, there's that one, but I'm pretty sure it crashes. Yep, there it goes. Or better yet, yeah, so hang on, stand by. We're looking at something called ETS, which is circuits, which circuits the station. So this might be a case of the simplest solution is the easiest, because I've seen some really Rube Goldberg level overcomplication of stations. It's Factorio exception right now. Because usually you don't need to turn stops off. Hopefully it's actually there. There it is. Usually you don't need to turn stops off. Turning stops off is something that's more unique to these buffer chests. Does anyone have a good way of minimizing logistics robots lag? Don't have, use buffer chests properly. Don't use transcontinental bot networks. So this is the one that I wanted to show off. So this is what you would call a stacker. It's basically a massive stacker. I wouldn't recommend double stacking trains though. Trains can get a bit weird and don't necessarily all queue up behind each other. So this one has circuit controlled stops here. Oh, you're not showing that. Fine. Yeah, so you have all the stops with the same name, which is what this does. So all these trains line up, and then whenever one's free, they eventually decide to go down one. Now, the thing that you're going to want is this right here. You're going to need a little stub with a stop, and you're just going to park a train there, or lock this signal so it's always empty. So when you're turning the stops off, if all of them turn off, then the trains can't get there anymore. But if you have a dummy one, it means the trains will still go to this one if all the others are blocked. We'll try and go to here, but it can't go to here, which means they'll just wait at the stacker until one of these clears. It actually behaves. It must have been changed after I did it. It's funny this is only 2,000 signs a minute, this map. Kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Yeah, but even then, like, turning off stops is only something that's really needed for really big junctions like this. Like, this is pretty substantial. If it's only like half the size, then you don't need to turn off the stop. I need to turn off the stop because the trains have a hard time finding their way down to here on this map. Yeah, if you're turning off stops, you need a dummy stop to guide the trains, or you don't turn off the very end one. That's the alternative you can do. You don't turn off the end one. Instead, you close the signal instead of the stop. Wow, that's barely at 60. Yeah, it's 59, 60. It's barely at 60. I thought it was running low. Yeah, this is version 16 and we're on 1.0, which is 3 versions ahead of this one. Different size of bus, but all the same name. Oh, does that mean the trains need to go round, or is there long distances? Turning off stops is you only need to do that if the trains travel long distances. Otherwise, you can turn off the signals. Because when you turn off a signal, it adds an expense to the Pathfinder, but eventually, if the distance is long enough, the trains can overcome that distance. Like, the calculation is like the first one to the last one, the cost ends up equaling to the point where they say that the far one's too far away still. Jellyface, how you doing? Hi. 2 steel columns, it comes from the left, from the right. It sounds like you probably need to try a dummy stop, at the very least. Also, let's continue that. Because I crashed the game and all. Yes, so stacker plus dummy I think is probably the way to go. So what's going on? Oh, I lost the stuff that I did. Oops. Make a dummy enabled, and yeah, and just keep a train there so the trains can never actually enter it. Just keep one, just put a wagon there. It doesn't have to be a loco, it can be a wagon. It just needs something to stop trains going there. I've never got to get this done. It's been like an hour and I still haven't built this thing. Got it? Alrighty. Well, realistically, I should say that, like, I say it's been an hour. It's been a lot more than an hour. Like, I've been installing on this thing for days. I've been procrastinating on it for a long time. Still don't like how that sits. How much do you have total? It's generally a few hundred per network. The starter base is probably the most. Oh, it's sad on power again. Is it making for more power yet? Sort of. It's trying. Doing its best. Well, at least it's warming up. You're at 1,000. Extraction time. Yeah, it's generally about 200, 300 per network. Like, this one has a few thousand. I try not to go above 3,000 though. It gets to a point where adding more doesn't do anything. And these, I think, are 400, these little networks. Oh, it's out of oil. Trolling rail is all about doing one of two things. In general, widespread source to centralized destination. Going from central source to a widespread destination. Yeah, you gotta have a central position somewhere. Doing an n by m or n by m, n by m, n by n is difficult. That's where you start using stuff like LTN, where you have an anything to anything. I suppose one way to go is you'd have a central dump point where you bring all of the different like production to one point, dump it there, and then transfer it to another train to send somewhere else. Hurts too much. Like, so I need 2 of these. I can't go through them, through this thing. It wants to be like that. Let's start head numbering on each station. Side of the trains. Yeah. You gotta do a lot of manual intervention on that. That's why I have the central smelter and just because it's easy to track everything. Yeah, one round you got to bring it to 1 point just to make managing it easier. I know there's quite a few people playing Oxygen Not Included today. I managed to reconnect your laptop's internet. Wheel cracking? Sure. Got a screenshot? I hate these problems. Too early in the morning. Yeah, I've done the ore depots before. I did a coal one. Well, the only one I still have is a coal one. I considered doing it for all ores once. I never did in the end. I'm sure if I stare at this long enough, eventually a solution will fall out. I don't know, how about I just pace it down one more time and see what happens? It's alright, I can already tell it's in the wrong spot. We'll fix planes. How you doing? I physically can't go underneath these. That's ultimately the problem. I mean, it still gives me only 2. Thinking, you can see the smoke coming out. That's getting pretty close to that point. It's getting very close. Guts. Aha. A lot of heavy delight. You got pumps right on the water right direct feed. Oh, you're actually braiding them. Interesting. How big would a 5K SPM base be? Not as about half as big as this. Maybe a bit more. I mean, 5K would be this, but well, actually, it'd still be this, but just a little bit less of each. It's interesting. You actually look at it closely and you realize that some really quirky things going on there with the pipes, particularly the light to gas and the heavy to light. That's funky. Yes, that's an interesting thing going on there with the weaving the pipes. Really interesting, actually. Like, basically turning heavy straight into gas within its own 8-8 footprint, or almost 8-8 footprint. Actually, I think it is its 8-8 footprint. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's the beacon's 2 tiles away, so it is 8-8 beaconed. I guess that's something that you don't really think of with a build like this, is to stagger the beacons. Actually, I wonder if that'll work for the solid fuel to rocket fuel. It could be interesting. In fact, hang on. Oh, this is total distracto territory. Total distracto territory. They're offshore pumps that are just flooded, that are landfilled over. So it takes a bit of doing to get those. Yeah. You can I believe there's also water well pumps which will do that as well. So if you say like that, not that, that, then you could slip a pipe in there. Like, this is the kind of thing that's got me thinking of something like that. Well, not quite, because that's beacon lined. So it'll have to be like that. And another tile of space. Ah, yeah. Yeah, be some like that. Oh, actually, I kind of eliminated the need for the beacons anyway. You do that for the solid fuel, and then you could output the. Oh no, there you go. Output the result like that, and then repeat. Huh. You know what, I'm gonna set that one aside. That aside over here, for when we actually do rocket fuel, because that's another thing I've been procrastinating on is rocket fuel. Make it more compact, possibly. It's just a thought that I had. Save it for later. Don't want to lay it. I still don't. So what I'm trying to do is get. So I've got 2 belts here. 2 go to there. 2 go to there. These 2 go to there. 2 to 2 to 2 to 2 2 2 2 2. And then the other 2. They can't go underneath. They sort of got to go round. And then you got this one here, which also got to get in somehow. So I get 4 beacons? Oh, I'll have a look again properly when I get back to it, when we get to it. Okay, so that's like literally 8 tiles. Very literally 8 tiles. Double. Might need to be that way. We just have more trains and run them slower. I mean, it's not a terrible idea. So what that would be? That would be like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Good work. Halfway point there. It would be in my best interest to push it up higher. Don't know how much higher, but at least that much. Make it at least equal with that. Boop. Sometimes I forget the camera's there, so you get to see all this stuff. You get to see all that. You get to see the brain melting in progress. Two. Alright, if I can paint these the right way round. And the chest repeats every 6, not 7. Huh? Huh. At some point I missed it. Oh, it's getting changed anyway. That one's unique. What size trains do I normally use? Around, usually 282 or 28. Uh-oh. Oh. What was that? Oh, that was right there. Biders are back. I like how they shoot. They eats the eats the radar, and then they're done. And then I sneeze. They're up there. Oh no, Rocket Build and last name ebook. Big, how you doing? I'm using two 8s in a mixture of 282 and 28 in this space. And Slazer, how you doing? And Liquid Media. Oh, everyone's coming in. Alright, let's a little bit further. Just a friendly little friendly something something for the biters right here. The Royal Spidertron. Why do I right click that every time? I don't know why I right click that. Done with work stuff? Biter roller coaster. Just sending some friendly packages to the biters, even though the biters are right there. I mean, I'm still within the minimum range. Kind of weird kill box is that? You'll see. If I ever build it. Manage to build all of it. Gonna need more wall. It sends friendly payloads of high explosives to the biters. Because biters, you got to share high explosive diplomatic diplomatic packages with biters. The length of train? I have no idea actually how big the artillery train is. It's big. Just put it that way. Science outpost to document the interaction of high yield explosive with organic life forms. So it's all about that scientific discovery. Shoot fish with artillery. It wouldn't surprise me if that already is a mod, you know. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Accidentally made 50. See, 50 is a good start. It's halfway to 100. Do you not have big poles? Do. Why aren't you giving it? Dingy. Oh, did I clear my request for big poles? That explains a lot. I remember accidentally deleting something a while ago. Now I know what it was. What are you using to supply solid fuel production? Light oil and petroleum gas. Or at least I will be. You know what, do that. So I'm pretty much never going to use long inserters ever again. In Megabase stage, you basically only use, hey, Diddy Gamer. Yeah, it's all about the why nots. Why not send 120 artillery wagons at biters? I mean, not wrong there, too. Yes, the stack inserter is the only inserter. Apparently not. It's missing from the blueprint. Oh yeah, I'll just go back home. I don't have a supply system for the outpost, for the artillery outpost. It doesn't have a train stop either yet. Amazon distribution center. Yeah, I was trying to build these things. Or remember how I was trying to build these things? Alright, these are all wonky. Yes. Because I spaced them wrong. There's meant to be a gap of 2 in them. Okay. Must remember how. Details, details. Uh-oh. Why aren't I getting wool? Probably not making wool. Come to think of it. This thing can make wool, just not very well. Does it actually have power? No. Someone forgot power. What was... Oh. Nightbot is very inconsistent with detecting links. Sometimes that won't come up as a link. Sometimes it will. Alright, I need to get back up there. Wrong window. Yeah, sometimes it... When people do that, sometimes it thinks it's a leak, sometimes it doesn't. It's very inconsistent. Blame Exterminator. I mean, blaming Exterminator is also a good way to go. Also, building your power poles helps too. Still no radar. Guess I didn't blueprint it. Should be dead now though. Alright, that's the laser turrets part done. I mean, I could just summon the train now. Mainly drove trains on wheels. I remember the time when Will manually drove trains on his various megabases. The train stop? I probably should do that too, eh? I still need, like, I can't summon the train without the wall. At least it's powered. Oh, you're donating wool to the cause. The train split into two. Never gets old. I think that that same day I went in. I pushed a PAX train through an outpost train. Somehow managed to do that. Yep. Spidertron inventory be able to contain everything required to build an artillery outpost? Probably. Should be able to. Be pretty close. Hmm. So I could have a... I think I might convert one of the... I mean, in thinking that, I might convert one of the military spiders to building artillery outposts. It's getting progressively more cramped around here. So it begs the question, how close can I push that? Probably there. Got how much I hate fluids? It's not great, is it? It's a pain. These might even have to move still too. Should be a bit annoying. Damn it all. I have to push that out, I think. Oh, actually, no, it might just barely fit. If I can make that fit. Yeah, that's a problem. It's a little problem. Maybe it's something I'll get the boss to deal with and then I'll go... In fact, I will. Bots, how far out does it need to move? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do one more just for good measure. Just in case. Yeah, the rare off by 4. I suppose it's off by 2. I mean, I did eyeball it. Now the next hope is that the bots will actually be able to deal with all that themselves. Whee! That's actually dangerous. Yep. Should I never get... Oh, yellow train. Train's just doing donuts. Whee! It's not only getting out of the train while it's moving, but also while it's doing donuts. I mean, this place could probably use some more construction bots too, given what they're trying to do. Right, that should be all that. It's a matter of the bots doing it now. Oh, I got the stuff I want. Oop, screw you, train. Swapped over to blue circuits. I'm currently thinking of split. That it? Split red input, blue output. It's similar to what I got. I'm doing red input, blue output as well. And then for green input. Although to be fair, I didn't come up with it. I borrowed that from Colonel Will. I guess the only thing I can claim is that I did make it more optimized. There we go. 420 bots. Charging will be an issue though. Probably won't really get much use out of them. Yeah, see, it's already charging issues. Right, let's do this lot first. If we can all help it. I mean, the rear, you do want to defend it, but it doesn't need to be that defended compared to the front. That's also wrong too. Yeah. Need that air gap between the turrets and the wall. This is the side I care about, because this is going to get most of the biters. You probably need to be 3 or 4 walls thick as well. Heroes, Pimples, how you doing? Not been thrown out of an airlock today? I don't need it, just to give a bit of spacing between the... Well, the behemoth spit is going to wreck the place. Same with the power. You don't want that next to the turrets, because if a turret gets hit, the splash damage destroys that. And then you lose your defenses, and that's not good. Ooh, you won. Happy Muffin is happy. Probably even 3 layers of laser turrets. Alright. You get out of here. Let's just summon the big one. Should be fine with 2 layers. Remember what happened last time? So this is basically the same as the last one. Coming, it's coming. I'm not hoping for much, admittedly, with this thing, because the artillery range is still default. So its range is pretty bad. Came a snake. Here it comes. I mean, it gets the point. It's just rip a new map. Pretty much, yeah. Come on, train. It's almost here. Oh, I never actually gave it power. Oh, it's a long boy. On the minimap yet? No, almost, I think. There it is. McFury. Welcome to the community. It's a pretty sight, isn't it? It's gonna be a lot of angry biters. Here they come. Yeah, see, look at the turrets get wrecked. Just reinforce the turrets a little bit. Reinforce the defenses. There goes 3. Yeah, when these spitters get in, they just do some damage. There we go. Every base within range is gone. That's also a lot of biters. Uh-oh. Hey, Hickies. Way to go, Boom. Very much so. They're not happy right now. I mean, it can make them even more unhappy. Whee! Ah, they're stuck in the trees. That is the problem with the danger noodles, is the biters all attacking. Yeah, you need some pretty heavy-duty defenses to defend against the reprisal attack. And yeah, it's default range, so it's not great. They're out of pollution range for now, so it's tolerable. Look at half my bots are gone too. All the repair packs are gone. Here comes more. Yeah, the shooting. It's an infinite research. I just haven't done any yet. That one starts at 4,000. It's exponential. Oh, hello. It's exponential, like the robot speed. The Happy Noodle has successfully completed its mission. There's water up there. I think that might be the end of the continent, and there's just a choke point there and there. Put away in the flame to the train so you can. That's a good idea, actually. Also, I wanted to go back there. Why are you complaining? Why are you out of? Oh, 111k iron plate again. You calm down on the iron plate, Jesus. Right, is the train gone? Good. There's no chance of surviving standing in front of that train. I'm gonna have a bad day. You don't want wheel drive in that train, no. That would end badly. Four, five, six, and... Oh, crap. You know how I added extra space? It's a good thing I did. It's like I knew what was going to happen. I'm Nostradamus. We can drive okay as long as no other trains on the rails. I mean, yeah. There. I also need to make sure that the red circuits are on the... Yeah, like that. So it's on the top. Otherwise I have a problem. Still dies to trains. Isn't it because he's got the mod where whenever someone cheers, it just drives a train across the screen and then he has to dodge? Admittedly, that's partly why I stopped I tried to avoid doing the Factorio theme stuff, because I didn't want to be typecast doing that stuff forever. Misplaced belt? Oh, yeah. That would end badly. Right, that's all that. Oh yeah, the memes. The memes are real. I don't know if I really have any... Well, I do have I know I have a few. I don't have as many as like Will or Exterm that really stick in the same way. Or monetized in the same way. Hovering over the blue circuit assemblers. Yeah. 5.5. Yeah, the fifth one's reds. So the first four are greens, and the last one's reds. Hopefully that was enough time. Hopefully. Where's the output? Over there. Over here. Ah, the beacon offset. Belt. You're gonna need a lot of that. I'll do that as well. Damn it, that's not Q. There. Worst part is that's only halfway. I need to do another one still. I'm picking up and then putting back down individually. Questions I'll never be able to answer, I don't think. Yeah, I got the same thing, but down here. Like these come in like that. Probably turn them up a little bit sooner. A lot sooner. Even there. I think of separating red and blue. It is possible. I actually did make a build which does that as well. So I know it's possible. I stuck with what I got because it's more UPS efficient. That's the only reason why I combined them with the chest stubs. That's now up here and there. That means that would go there. This one's quite a lot more offset. Is it? Is it though? Oh, it's because of the fuel loading. That's why. Hang on. I'm doing it the dumb way. I just saw a better way of doing it. Oh dear. I could have made them facing each other, like facing away from each other. That would have been a better way to do it. No matter. Then goes there. Either or, really. Think how you doing? Maybe something like that. There. Yeah, and then you can have the combined stackers back here. And then that's the return path, so it comes out and back round up there. As long as it doesn't interfere with this, because I still need to get the trains in there somehow. Yep. Oh. There we go. Might as well fix the names. Skull got drummed. There we go, it's better. I do like the Rishtex tags. As long as you don't go stupid with them. Too many people go absolutely bonkers with them. End up looking like a GeoCities edit. More than anything useful. Alrighty. So now it's just the matter of doing the other side. Well, maybe pulling this one down too slightly. One person enters the highest, they always lose. Ah. That's an interesting thought. Like, I don't know of there being any individual, like, I don't know what the probabilities are across individuals. I think it's still individual probabilities. It's also missing missing the group outcome texts. They're still default. Of course JD did it. Okay. Yeah, they're going to interfere with that a little bit. Just finish training green circuit build after a centered iron or train to the copper smelter. Oh, ouch. Sucks when that happens. Hi, Chris the Imposter again. He's imposter 100% of the time because he's either second imposter, first imposter, second imposter, or third imposter. Which means, yeah, always imposter. Guaranteed. So spacing him is a guaranteed win. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted just to keep it on the old alignment, even though it would probably drive everyone slightly insane. Started using filter inserters after the last time a train doing that at the wrong station. Yeah, that's how most people deal with the situation. I think I did for a while. Started using filter inserters, and then I eventually switched back. Now, one thing that could be a problem is all these symmetric crossings. I have a feeling they don't signal. No, they don't. Damn it! Crafting speed times productivity times crafting speed. Crafting speed twice? Oh no, that's it's like assembly machine crafting speed versus craft time. Or crafting speed of assembly machine times productivity times craft time divided by what's my well it's on the cheat sheet either way. Where's Factorio ratios? What's mine say? It is input per craft divided by item craft time in brackets and then multiplied by the machine craft speed multiplied by productivity. Recipe craft time, yeah. I think because it's all, well, I have it in brackets, but because it's all multiplication and division, oh, actually, I think the division, oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's all multiplication and division, it, you can rearrange however you want. Just gotta be careful of the division part. That's no good, is it? For anyone unsure, oh damn it, unsure about how to do junctions, doing this joining them on the diagonal makes it a lot easier to manage these. Rather than doing two individual curves, which you tend to see a lot. Still in the center. Out there. How about I actually think about, work backwards and think about what I'm doing. I see this as a challenge as well. There we go. Everything's offset now. Important thing is, can I split it in half? Good split this time. There we go. Like that. So I can't signal in between, so it's all one continuous run, which still isn't good. I might need to do white spacing. I hate to say it. I mean, to do what I want, I might actually need wide spacing. Everyone's keen today. Keen as mustard. I say do extra wide spacing and then immediately do normal spacing. It's that time. It's coming up on that time. Yeah, see now, with the extra spacing, there's room to work with all around. It's pretty rare for me to do it like this, but it happens sometimes. Just happens that way sometimes. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah. That'll look right. Now move it all down one. I think I'm gonna pull that one down a little bit if I want it to be consistent. Alright, split it in half, hopefully. There it goes. Do I need that one? Yes. The answer is yes. Main thing is like one train can come down into here and then it doesn't interfere with that one. So one train coming into there, I mean it still expands into there, but it doesn't stop one train blocking blue circuits. Ah, you go on the belt weaving route. And then output vertically. What's the red belt for? Is that just more or is that red for red circuits? So you have two blue belts going in for the greens, and then one for reds. Ah, yeah, it is reds. A disconnected network. It's I think I've seen one of the something like that before. I don't think I've done something like that before. It certainly looks familiar. Trouble with blue circuits, there's only so many ways you can do it. Going up vertically is an interesting one as well. Normally with those, I don't do things builds that are 90 degrees off from each other. Like the outputs are at 90 degree, are perpendicular to the inputs. Kind of annoying. I can't do that on these builds. Ends up in a whole world of pain if I do. Routers decide to randomly reboot in Sydney. Just what you always wanted. Ah. I copied one too many times. Why the top rail isn't splitted in parts? Oh, yeah, because I forgot. There we go. Quite right. One day I come to Australia and visit your aunt in Melbourne. Oh, you have an aunt in Melbourne. One day we'll be allowed to go more than 5 kilometers from home again. Hold it and drop in that follow. Right, you go that way. Oh, the red doesn't change orientation though. Gotta be careful, those wily kookaburras. Who's that? Big what? What big? Aye. These are all technical terms that I'm making right now. They represent how my brain feels building this thing. I might have overbuilt on substations. Can't be sure though. Overbuilding on substations is a great way to need a wire comb. There we go. Actually prefer separate inputs outputs onto different sides. I've complete design mainly because it allows more space to assign train to loading. I see. Actually, technically should. Oh wait, you not supposed to be connected. One belt missing. That's kind of important, isn't it? We're almost there. Amazingly. Why rotate belts when you can just copy and paste something to do it for you? One near top. Two near top. Oh dear. Yeah, I didn't really need to build all that. How did you run out of space? Actually, never mind. It's because this distance is getting shorter, that's why it ran out of space. I think it's getting towards that coffee time again. Concentration juices. Go straight through there. So these don't actually turn down at all. Actually turn up. Like that. A miracle. It's a penguin flying through the sky, that is. A miracle. If you didn't know. Slide belt on curve. Or did I fix it? Can't see it now. Meow. Isn't it a work of art, isn't it? Oh, it's down there. Maybe I'll get some build out of it. Or more likely not. Can you fix it? It was a curve going up. Yeah, I would have fixed it. I can't see anything wrong with these. Tell you what, seeing as though I'm completely out of builds and it's time to refill coffee, I'm gonna pause it there for a moment and refill coffee.